Hi, welcome to our office. My name is Dr. Rosie Main, and I want to explain a little bit about what you're going to experience today. The biggest intent of our office is to, again, remove interference, and we know that a lot of times when people come in here, you have either been frustrated because you've lost your health, or maybe you just are sick and tired of having to use medications. And the biggest goal is to make sure we're looking at what's causing your issues. And many times when people have whatever it is, whether it be back pain, neck pain, headaches, or even diagnoses such as diabetes, cancer, heart disease, whatever it is, the biggest thing we want to do is to make sure you understand that it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of times these diseases or these symptoms occur because of interference. And the most important interference we're going to look at today is the physical interference. Most of the time when people have interferences or symptoms such as pain, they either do nothing, or unfortunately we see a lot of people who are already on lots of medications, and so there's a time and place for medications, but we don't want people to depend on that. So today what we want to look at is what's causing your problems. Now we know that there's a lot of variables. It could be either emotional stress, chemical stress like bad nutrition and toxicity, which this is what we also make sure we look at. But today our primary focus is going to be the physical interference, because God put an amazing power in our body to heal. So for instance, for your heart to beat, or for your lungs to breathe, for everything to work, if you look at this chart, your brain communicates by sending signals down your spinal cord through these nerves. So if I were to take, for example, your heart and cut the nerve that goes to your heart, logically you know that it's shut off. And so what we want to make sure is that those nerves don't have any interference. So the spine is there and intended to protect the nervous system, which is the most important organ. And so what happens with our postures, unfortunately, now with today's technology and everything we do, gravity pulls us or drives us forward. So if you look at this chart, when we lose the curves of the spine, so look at this, is looking at somebody's neck here, that literally it's called subluxation. And so that interference, because of that loss of that alignment where it's straight, it starts to not only compromise the joints, as you see here where it flattens out the joint, and with time that subluxation becomes what's called degeneration, when now the joint wears away, you get bone degeneration. And unfortunately, if you look at this MRI versus an x-ray, you actually see the spinal cord getting encroached there. So our intent today is to find out to see if you have problems with the function of the structure of the spine. Now from the front it should look straight, and from the side you should have these three curves. And when we see many times as people start to lose that through time, create that degeneration, and then from the front it should be straight, and many times people with postures or ergonomics, they get subluxated. So our emphasis today is to check to see if you have subluxation in your spine. So we do typically we do an EMG of your spine to look at your nervous system and x-rays, and that's exactly what's going to happen today. Then after we take a look at those x-rays, we will be able to determine exactly what's going on, so then we can specifically know how to adjust you based on your x-rays. Thereafter, what we would do is we would then know specifically what kind of an adjustment and also what rehab we're going to suggest for you. So today, after the x-rays and exam, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at those x-rays so we can then start your first adjustment to remove that interference. Once we start removing that interference, your body's going to start to function and heal. But the biggest key where we're different than most chiropractors is we want to show you exactly what you need to do yourself to maintain the proper structure of your spine, which takes time. Healing is a process. So this doesn't take one day to another. This is going to take your effort too to start restructuring your spine. And when we see these postures, these head forward postures, a lot of what we need to do as a doctor is empower you to do exercises. So we're going to do one stress x-ray today, which will be a little weight that allows me to see if you respond with the weight to get the structure back, your body needs to do the work. So we'll be able to do that today, see how you respond, so then we can put a treatment plan together for you. Now, the most important visit is going to be your next visit. We wouldn't even consider going over the x-rays with you without your spouse if you're married, so that then both of you can understand your x-rays. We set a time where we actually close down the office to go over your x-rays. We go over what it is we're going to be doing here to help you, but also what you're going to be doing at your home to be involved through this process. We also will show you how we implement everything in our office as far as getting well and staying well when it comes to nutrition, exercise, detoxing your body, and how we make it financially reasonable. I know most people's concern is finances, and we make sure we work with people, but the most important thing is your health. And so whether you have insurance or not, our main focus is to make sure you get the care you need, and then we figure out a financial structure to make it work at that time. So we want to thank you for being here today and trusting us to take care of you, and that's our hope, that we can maximize your health potential and do the best that you can regain your focus to go be the person that God made you to be. Thank you.